I know he's driving the bus this morning.
Got it. All right. Before we get started, make sure everybody has their phones off. Appreciate it. Sheriff, thank you. All right. Good morning. My name is Keith Smith. I am the Deputy Director of the Office of Community Affairs at HPD. I want to welcome all of you and welcome our illustrious guests. We are here to announce the Houston Police Department's 41st annual March on Crime campaign. I want to welcome John Whitmire, our mayor, Police Chief Noe Diaz, and our large gathering of law enforcement agencies. We have some city council members present. Councilmember Twyla Carter, thank you. Councilmember Julian Ramirez, Sally Alcorn, Mary Ann Huff, and representatives from other offices. I know. Councilmember Peck is also here. Thank you. And then we have a number of our leaders here as well. March on Crime began in 1984 when leaders in the African American communities came together and partnered with HPD to fight rising crime. The program was so successful that 2 years later, it expanded into the Latino communities. And then in 1991, March on Crime became a citywide program. In the past few years, the program has expanded to involve our partner agencies in Harris and Fort Bend counties and the Texas Department of Public Safety. This crime prevention campaign program's main message is that no one group, no one police agency can fight crime alone. Neighbors need to help neighbors. Communities need to work with HPD and their local police agencies. Everyone needs to take responsibility for helping to keep this great city and our region safe. HPD and these agencies here alongside us discuss and share crime prevention tips year-round. This is not just a March event. We highlight it in March to emphasize crime prevention efforts. The goal is to have everyone unite to march on crime. I'd now like to bring up Mayor John Whitmire for a few remarks and present a proclamation to Chief Diaz.
Thank you, and thank everyone that's present, certainly my council colleagues, certainly all the other agencies, DPS, constables, our police chief, and for sure our district attorney, Sean Tier, who is a partner in fighting crime. You know, this is a great coming together to reinforce our mission. And quite frankly, maybe by executive order or whatever it takes, we won't call this March on Crime, but March Against Crime. And we can use every month of the year as a day against crime, each and every day. I know we all realize that we have challenges. Public safety should be our number one priority, because if we're not safe, nothing else matters. And I'm certainly, they recognized that in 1984. Chief Lee Brown was the chief. I had the honor of working with him. He was certainly a crime fighter and then served honorably as our mayor. Crime was an issue in 84. Might mention Kathy Whitmire was the mayor, and it's still a concern today. Across our nation, matter of fact. But you know, we have a great city and great people. and we meet our challenges. And while we do a serious, all-hands-on-deck recruitment of additional HPD officers, we're going to make a difference collaborating with these other agencies. The chief and I have been going on surges across our community. I want all Houston always to have the type of coverage that we demonstrate on our surges. We've got hot spots we recognize, probably about 9 that he and I believe we need what you could call a surge or all hands on deck with other agencies. 75 DPS officers come with us on those ventures. Metro Police, the constables, the district attorney. We actually take the health department looking for health violations and sound ordinance violations. So I'm pretty excited about what we're doing locally to fight crime. The morale of HPD hasn't been this high in years, and we're going to get a fair contract. We're going to want people to want to move here from other departments to work for HPD. I know it, I feel it, and we're headed in the right direction in council. And I did pass a proclamation recognizing this day. It reiterates what we've already heard. It was started in '84. Now it's a citywide effort. And like I said, it's not March on Crime. It's going to be March against crime, as long as I've got a voice. So, as the mayor of Houston, I, John Whitmire, mayor of the city of Houston, hereby proclaim March 3rd, 2025 is March on Crime, Lucha contra el Corina Day in the city of Houston. Let's redouble our efforts to fighting crime and let every Houstonian know we're making a difference. Thank you, Chief, for what your officers do.
First, thank you, Mayor. Thank you for your continued support of the Houston Police Department. Your commitment to keeping all Houstonians safe is truly inspiring. I want to thank all the public servants that are here today for all that they do on a daily basis, to include our partners at the fire department who do an exceptional job keeping us safe as we do our job. I want to thank our media partners for helping us report facts that help us help our community, because we can't do it alone. So your audiences are who we serve, and we want to make sure that as a collaborative effort, we're focused on keeping all Houstonians safe. One of my top priorities is making sure that if we're carrying guns in our cars, that we're locking our cars, securing our weapons, because every day about 8 to 10 handguns or weapons are stolen from vehicles that wind up at crime scenes. So we want to make sure that we're taking care of that. We also want to spread the word to make sure that our aging population is focused and knows that there's a lot of scams on the phone. Check on your parents, check on your aunts and uncles, make sure that someone's not calling them and taking advantage of them. And I also want to decrease the road rage. So our partners at DPS and our neighboring sheriffs, Sheriff Fagan, thank you for showing up. I want to make sure that that the city knows that we're working on it collectively with all these agencies to make sure that our roadways are safe, because that's the #1 cause of death in our community. But like the mayor said, going forward, it's time to focus together. It truly is. For lasting solutions to what we call crime here in our community. The determination and hope that we as a community, as law enforcement, work at every single day is what's going to make this city successful. It's what's going to keep our streets safe and make us a better community overall. And as a police department, from me, I want to thank the men and women in these uniforms that are actually doing the hard work every single day. I don't go a day without thinking about our evening, night shift, and everybody that's pulling together and making sure that our calls of service are being answered. They're focused on doing the little things right, making sure that they're focused on serving the community, making sure that they are involved in our community in every aspect. So I want to thank them personally for everything that they do every single day of the week, nights, evening, days, holidays, rodeo parades. We had a fantastic rodeo run, fantastic rodeo event. So it's all thanks to the men and women of the Houston Police Department and our partner agencies. So with that, I'll end. Shantir, please.
Okay, I want to start by thanking Chief Diaz and HPD for having us in their briefing room. And I really want to take a minute and say thank you to Mayor Whitmire. The re-emphasis and doubling down on public safety and empowering the men and women at HPD by getting recruiting classes, by getting the academy up and running the way that it is. Anybody that knows me knows that I go to scenes. I'm out with law enforcement as much as I possibly can. The morale and just the drive of the HPD officers that I'm with on a daily basis right now is different. It is, and that's a testament both to you giving Chief Diaz the power, but Chief Diaz and Chief Harding and his command staff, it trickling down. So I just think that we're in a very unique position to tackle crime in a way that we haven't done it here in a long time, and that goes to speak to all of our agencies that we work with. Just as the media, look around and see the different agencies that are here, from HISD PD to Precinct 5 and the new constable there, Chief Fagan, Sheriff Fagan. When you think about it, the bad guys don't think about county lines. They don't think about different issues. They go wherever they're going to go, and we have to work as units and as a collaborative team to do that. And that's what we are going to do. That's what, under my administration, we are going to be open and helpful to every single agency that is in this battle with us. And so while March is a great time to highlight it, we are marching against crime every single day, both in prohibitive measures, punitive measures, and in second chances. But in all of them, it is an eye toward making the public safe. So thank you all for having us.
Briefly in Spanish.
Buenos días. Ahora voy a hacer los comentarios en español. Soy oficial sí y les agradezco por estar aquí con nosotros. La marcha sobre el crimen comenzó en el 1984 cuando los líderes de la comunidad afroamericana se unieron con HPD para luchar contra el aumento de crímenes. El programa tuvo tanto éxito que en 2 años después se expandió a las comunidades latinas. Luego, en el 1991, la marcha sobre el crimen se convirtió en un programa de toda la ciudad. En los últimos años, el programa se ha ampliado para involucrar a nuestras agencias asociadas en los condados Harris, Fort Bend y en el Departamento de Seguridad Pública de Texas. El mensaje de este programa es que ningún grupo y ninguna agencia policial puede luchar contra el crimen solo. Los vecinos necesitan ayudar a los vecinos y las comunidades necesitan ayudar a las agencias policiales locales. Todos deben de asumir responsabilidad de ayudar a mantener segura nuestra ciudad y nuestra región. HPD y estas agencias junto a nosotros discuten y comparten consejos, prevención de delito durante todo el año. En este mes de marzo ponemos énfasis en los esfuerzos para prevenir el crimen. El objetivo es que todos nos unimos para marchar contra el crimen. Gracias.
Thank you. You want to close it out, Mayor?
Any questions from?
Yeah, any questions
Here,
from
close it out.
anyone?
Yeah, Devon Rahman here with KHOU 11. I just had a quick question. I know that the focus today is about domestic violence and some of the road rage incidents, that sort of thing. But I know over the weekend, Sheriff Ed Gonzalez tweeted about an increase in juvenile crimes across the county. Is there anyone here from one of the agencies, or maybe the mayor, that can speak to what's being done to curb some of the juvenile violence we're seeing?
A lot of early intervention, working through our school districts, asking parents to let us know how we can assist a family. You know, the tragedies we read and hear about and make the calls, so many of them, if we just had a report of truancy or fighting at school, bullying. So I'm just speaking as a former chairman of criminal justice, and certainly as a parent and as the mayor of the city of Houston, when we say we're all in this together, it's not just the different agencies, it's all of our communities. And when you have a troubled youth, reach out, talk to school officials. These constables are close to the community. So, you know, Chief, I'm certain HPD has initiatives, but I just know early intervention. You either pay now with services, mental health, can't emphasize that enough. You pay now or you pay later, and you may pay with your life later. So it's in all of our interests, certainly as you're on patrol. Know your community and give a smile and a handshake to that young person. Let them know we're here to serve. Chief, I yield to you from your years of experience.
And I echo what the mayor said, other than as parents, too often our children are so focused on social media and on their cell phones. I'd ask the parents to stay in their business, right? Get in their phones, make sure that you're aware who they're communicating, because an insult over a cell phone may lead to a tragedy in our community. And that, I mean, we hear it every day, right? So make sure that you're focused. If you see something, say something. Make sure that as parents, we are parenting and making good decisions with who our children are communicating with, to make sure that they're focused on doing good, because it's easy to do good, it's easy to do right. But when they get off in these little different social media apps and things like that, that usually creates problems in the community. Having some FaceTime with your parents every now and then and staying off of our social media apps, tablets and stuff like that goes a long way. Thank you for the question, by the way.
Let me follow up with you, Chief. You know what shocks me, and we need to all cover it and speak out, is the access of guns to young people. You know, in recent days, a shootout out, I believe it's Aldi. You know what were fist fights when I was coming through Waltrip High School and when most of you were in school. Parents, know if your child has possession of a firearm in their backpack. That's all preventable. And it's going to be through communication, good prevention of just knowing how do they get the guns? Do they leave home with them? Do you have them lying around accessible at the house? So, you know, there's many things we can do, the communication, the early intervention, but for sure, don't let your teenage son or daughter have access to a pistol, because where we are in society right now, an old-time fist fight leads to a shootout. So let's have our ears and eyes open. Anything else?
Any other questions?
If not,
Yes, sir.
Hi, good morning, Mayor. What measure is HPD talking when it's come the minor crimes in Houston area?
the major cause,
Well,
I got some, I have an opinion about everything. Obviously, we live in a very complex society, much more so than even in 1984. Social media, as the chief just said, some negative social media text becomes a shootout. Road rage, mental health. You know, ask for assistance if you're under that type of stress. I'll also go a step further. Hold people accountable. You know, HPD and these officers are doing outstanding work, putting their lives at risk for our safety. Then they go over there, and we have a long list of violent offenders, get very low bond, a long list of murderers and even capital murderers charged with a crime that get a bond. It's just in my criminal justice 30 years as chairman, it is unheard of that a capital murder defendant charged or a murder charged gets a bond, low bond, out on the streets. Take them to court. If they're not guilty, find them not guilty. Let them get on with their life. Hold people accountable. I don't think we're doing that nearly as much or as correctly as we had just a few years ago. So, you know, part of the problem is, you ask about our crime, is we're seeing the same offenders repeat crimes. Some of these folks you see on videos holding up the convenience store, these officers took him to jail a few days ago. That's his profession. The guns are the tools of his trade. So let's be fair, reasonable, but if somebody puts a gun in your face, as I've had the terrible experience, hold them accountable. And so that would be my strongest message. Chief, I yield to you. What's causing drugs? Drugs. Huge problem. But anyway, the men and women are doing a great job collaborating. We had 400 cadets went through our academy last year in 24. From years of experience, I knew they couldn't afford their firearm. Can you imagine that? That you make a police recruit, a cadet, go borrow money at the police credit union for a $1,000 firearm. Thank goodness the foundation is paying for that. And then, of course, we gave a $10,000 raise for the cadets there. That's going to stay in place. You know, we want people that are in law enforcement know we appreciate them. And we sure as heck appreciate our firefighters. They're the ones that get us in dangerous situations out of dangerous, whether it's a fire, EMS, or blocking the freeway traffic so these officers can do their work. So I'm pretty pumped about the collaboration and the hard work of these men and women in uniform. Now we got to hold people accountable. And I know the district attorney shares my views in that. We cannot allow people to conduct violent, repeat crimes without holding them accountable.
All right. Any other questions? Grizzly, do you have anything?
No, sir.
No,
Thank
okay,
you.
all right.
Thank you, Grizzly,
Thank you for showing-
sharing this with the public.
Thank you. And I want to thank council members for being here. Thank you for taking time to be here with us. It's important that the community knows that it's a collaborative effort. Everyone at Bagby, everyone at City Hall is working together to keep this community safe. And I know the mayor is hyper-focused on it. We're working around the clock. And there's some initiatives coming to your community. So if you haven't seen us yet, we're working on it. So thank you again for everything that you do. Thank you for our media partners. Have a great day.
Let's go to work.
Let's go to work.
Chief, Mayor, if we can have a photo with the council members, all the uniforms and council members, if you can come up here just for a quick photo.
The mayor's communications person.
Okay.
And people are very good about not sharing your information. But we've had a couple of instances where we wanted to get something to you.
Okay.
Would you be willing to share your information?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I'll give you my info.
Okay.
All right, Hood News peeps, it's your girl,
Yeah,
Grizzy.
go ahead.
I'm going to be right back, friends. More Hood News on the way. I got a film with Mattress Mac. Friends, get ready. Let me just tell you like this. I see everything you guys are saying 100%. Like, I'm here with you guys. I'm up this morning. Friends, I only slept 3 hours, okay? I'm going to tell y'all something. They need to be, the system needs to be more tough on crime. I'm being attacked by criminal defense attorneys sticking up for these judges. I'm going to say it again. I've been slandered, lied on by some of these criminal defense attorneys out there. I'll talk about it soon, though. Just pray for me. All right, reporting live is your girl, Grizzy. Back to you. Man, just shout out to everybody, man. Our law enforcement works hard all day, every day, man. We just need to get more tough on crime. They're doing the work, friends. These brave men and women are out here doing the work. They work hard. They put their lives on the line. Thank y'all. Thank you, HPD. I'll be back.